Can you hear me, Aiden? Can you hear me? Okay, Aiden, can you hear me? Okay.
I didn't give you guys hangers yesterday to hang your clothes. Where's your clothes? Which hanger? This one is for
Hello everyone. Hope everyone is okay. We're about to start for the session. Okay everyone, we're about to start. Okay. Okay. Awesome. We are about to start. Let me just put on my slides. I hope everyone has a good evening. And I'm sure we have people from different countries. So I'm just gonna jump in with my presentation, or let's just give it a bit of 2 minutes and then we start the presentation, because I have people from India. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, I just hope it's gonna be much better. Okay, I'm just setting up my presentation quickly, and yes, just give me a sec. Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I hope you're good. I'm just trying to share my screen quickly. Okay. Uh, okay. Um, just do this presentation. Okay. Sharing my screen quickly. Screen. Figma. Okay. And then window. Which one? LinkedIn. Okay. Just confirm with me if you can see my screen. Okay, cool. Good evening to everyone around and across the globe, because I believe that there's international people who have joined our live session. Um, okay, the topic for this session today is using AI in Figma for case studies. So basically, I'm just going to be outlining how we use AI to speed up our processes and studies on our case studies, and then also I'm going to look at on how we can optimize our LinkedIn for marketing purposes. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of the presentation because I have a surprise for you guys, as I said. Awesome. Okay, let me firstly introduce myself. My name is Tumelo Webb, and I am a junior UI UX designer based in South Africa. And I started my journey for UI UX at the beginning of this year, around February. And before I transitioned into, I was doing software engineering, which I specialized with front end. And um, I saw that I can't. I saw that the market for me, it wasn't responding in a sense of job hunting, creating also approaching certain companies. I didn't get a right feedback and so on. So I thought like, let me just change to something. So I came across a friend of mine who was a UI UX designer, and I was inquisitive about the work that she did, and she briefed me in and said, okay, this is how we do things: UI UX. There's no code. I was like, what? There's no code. So it means that I won't be dealing with bugs from any time now. So cool. So I did research about UI UX design, and I took a few courses, and yeah, the journey has been transforming, honestly speaking, because and also eye-opening, because I did not understand certain principles and certain concepts behind the design, behind a website, behind a mobile application. You see, so yeah, that's where my journey started for UI UX, and so far I'm loving it. And yeah, okay, so the reason why I created this webinar, I wanted to approach a certain target market, basically in the tech space, number one. And I thought like people need to know on how to utilize AI, not only AI, but then mostly when I was doing job applications, I realized that the requirement um, is very, very broad, in a sense that in UI UX we create case studies, and most of the time when we create case studies, we tend to miss what we should be targeting. Like for instance, when we build our case studies, sometimes we don't solve real life project. Number one, number two, the approach that we use in terms of making our case studies. So I felt like I needed to teach people out there more about how to build case studies, specifically using AI, because I believe like you can't just have only one case study in your portfolio, but then you need to have more than three or four case studies in your portfolio, because you know job recruiters are looking on how you are going to solve the problem, and they want to understand how you think before you design. You understand? So they want to literally target the design thinking, actually your design thinking. So I took it upon myself. I'm like, okay, let me just reach out there to people and check how far have they been in their journey, because I realized that most people who transition into UI UX, and this webinar is not only targeting people who are in UI UX, but also software developers, front end, back end, um, mobile developers, because they need to have a sense to understand what's happening in the research side of things. Yes, even though there's people in place for that, but they need to have some sort of a collaborative spirit and understanding. So let's go and start the second slide. Okay, let's start first by understanding what is UI UX design. So UI is short for user interface. So user interface focuses on the look and feel of the product. So for example, I stated out there that the layout of buttons, icons, and menu in a mobile app, or for instance, in a website, to put it in layman's terms, like in a website, how they look, the design of it, how has it been, is it, like how it look, the design of it, and then also the color. You understand? So mostly it focuses on the aesthetic side of things. You understand? Yes. So now, user experience. User experience is it focuses on the overall experience a user has with the product, and it involves research, usability, and function. So, for instance, we get to create an app like Uber. Users are able to request for transportation at their convenient destination to where they want to go. You understand? So the experience that I have with the app, when I use, like, from the beginning, when I put my location and where I am and where I am going, and the functionality and also usability of the product. We call it a product. And how does it make me feel? Like, is it quick to navigate through the application? Is it easily understandable or not? So basically, user experience deals with that. It deals with research, understanding the target market, the users, and so forth. So another example that I can use, it's navigating through an e-commerce website and a complete purchase. So basically, UX, user experience design, focuses on the beginning and the end of the journey for the users. So basically now, yeah. So what I like to outline here, the reason why I made this webinar is because of this picture. So I just want to ask questions on this picture. My main heading here, it says, in a world where requirements and principles don't exist. So basically, look at the first picture here that I put my mouse there. The first picture here on the far left, you can see that there's a tree, and the client wanted a swing. Remember, I said a world where requirements and principles don't exist. So imagine where the user, where the client had an expectation that, okay, I want you to design this for me. And then this is how the user explained it to a UI UX designer or to a software developer. You name it. You name it. You name it. Understand? So this is the first picture there you can see on your far left. and you can see how the user explained it and then how the designer designed it. And then the second picture there, it says how the manager understood it. So this is what the manager um, explained it here, how he understood it. And then we go to the third picture, how the UX designer designed it. You understand? So you can see that the slide or the swing there, it's been designed in between a tree. How? We don't know. So you can see how important the requirements are and principles of designing. And so forth. You can see also how the developer coded it. You can see now the swing is besides the tree, just the rope there around the tree. And then now how the business person described it. On the far right there, you can see there's a sofa there, and they've put a swing on there. So it's quite crazy, when we live in a world where there's no requirements and principles. Like, there's a lot of disaster, honestly speaking, especially in the tech space where clients have certain expectations of what they want, and approaching their needs. It's problematic sometimes because we tend to misunderstand what they really want, their products. And then let's check the last one here. I will just go quickly because we have a lot to cover. How the project was documented. So there was no documentation at all there. You understand? Like, there's nothing there on the picture. And the second last there, it says how the operation person installed it. You can see that there's only one rope. And then how the customer was built. You can see the bill was built prior to something that they did not have, like the budget. You understand? So how the product was supported, you see that there was no support at all. There was no users. And then what the user really wanted. So now we get the picture of what the user wanted. So now, the reason why I created this is because of I wanted cross collaboration between software developers and UI UX designers and graphic designers, especially for graduate. And this will offer several benefits. When you understand cross collaboration, reason why I wanted to outline AI and Figma, and the reason why uh, I wanted to outline the understanding of UI UX design as a whole. We need to have a background of such subject in each and every department that I've outlined here, or even tech domain that I've outlined. Especially for graduates, this is for you guys. You need to understand UI UX design. So the reason why you need it is because of you will have a better understanding. You know, Developers learn design principles, and then while designers understand technical constraint. You understand? So I've been in an environment where I've collaborated with software developers, back-end developers, front-end developers, you name it, graphic designers. And there were parts where especially in front-end design, they did not understand on how to communicate what the UI UX designer did. The language as designer we speak, you also as a developer need to speak it, or else there will be just frustration all over the project, and there will be delay, and we won't be able to reach deadlines. The second point is improved problem solving. Having different perspectives can lead to a creative and well-rounded solutions. And I've been in an environment where I've seen that. There are some parts where of design that you had an eye on and I didn't have an eye on. You understand? We all can't see red, but at some point you will see red and white. You understand? So also this will foster iteration. Will make iteration very fast. Collaboration reduces feedback delays and speeds up adjustments. And then also it enhances product quality. You could imagine in a world where I'm only working as a UI UX designer and I don't have a developer, or it's only a prototype that doesn't even have brand strategy. You know, that's the work for graphic designers. You understand? So we need different kinds of departments to work together to build something very cool, like a solution. You understand? So also for personal growth, you know, graduates need to gain exposure to new skills and concepts, of which I'm encouraging more and more that you know, UI UX is good for graduates, especially for those who did IT. They need to have a background of UI UX because in a workplace, most startup companies they look for UI UX designers first, and then they go to front end developers, and then they go to back end, and then cyber. But the first people who are on the front line is the UI UX design because they need to understand the vision of the company. They need to understand where the company is going, you know, the image, brand identity, you know, brand strategy, you know, those kind of things. And as a UI UX designer, if we miss research, we miss the product at all because you could imagine if we build a product that won't create sales, the company will lose millions and millions and millions, you know. So another point, increased innovation. You know, cross-functional ideas leads to more innovative products. That one I can't stress it much. And I remember in one of the companies that I worked for, uh, the as I said, I think on the third point, yes, on the third point, I stated out that you know, there's some things that I will miss as a UI UX designer, but the graphic designer will have an eye on, you know, based on what they specialize on. And then also, there are some things that a developer will literally be able to spot out. Like, for instance, we can't just design haphazardly without having rules or requirement or principles, as I've outlined on that slide. Because imagine designing something that the developer won't be able to even meet the standard, not because not because that the developer cannot create that, but you need to be reasonable with your design. You can't just create aesthetics, you understand, because we need to create solutions. Your design has to be usable, your design has to be easily accessible, you understand, it has to be a solution for the users. And then lastly, stronger team dynamics. You know, this improves communication, teamwork, and respect. So now, what are case studies in UI UX? So before understanding the application of AI, we need to understand what are case studies in UI UX. So for those who are new in UI UX, this is for you to understand this better. Case studies showcase the entire process of designing a project from problem definition to the final solution. So basically, case studies are like a documentation of a project. In a layman's term, I think it's project management per se. UI UX designers, they do documentation for project management because project management is the start and finish of something. So now, it is also important for demonstrating your design thinking process and how you solve user problem. So as I said before, um, UI UX, it's all about curbing the solution, and we need to know your reasons why you designed that screen. For instance, the first screen for Uber, we see that there's a section there for entering your address, and then after entering your address, we need to know why did you make the breadcrumb menu there, why did you put it there, and then why did you put the map, you understand? So it's things like that. We need to understand why would you create a map, and why would you create an option for users to select their destination or to put in their destination, you understand? So yeah, cool. Okay, why use AI in case studies? So AI speeds up repetitive tasks, number one, enhances creativity by suggesting new ideas, and it also helps in structuring and refining content. So The reason why we need to use or utilize AI is because of these three, and I believe what I'm going to share with you will help you to speed up that process. Okay, cool. What is a design process? A design process in UI UX, we have different kinds of design process or phases that we have to go through to understand our product better. So we have the understand phase, where we do research, we do user interview, we do competitive analysis. Competitive analysis, we speak about what other companies are doing prior to the same solution that you are providing. What can you offer better? And then we have the define phase, where we create user personas, empathy map, and user journey. So basically, this phase is where we put ourselves in the shoes of our target users, or mostly users. And then we have the ideate phase, where there's a user flow. Like for instance, when you log in, the onboarding of an app, and the sign in or the registration part, and then the first onboarding where you see the actual app. Like for instance, when you start to use the Uber app, when you start to request, you put in your address and the location that you're going to. And we have the design phase, where we do wireframing. Wireframing is some sort of kind of sketchy drawings that you can use to bring out the idea that you want to to work on, basically. Yes, to work on. And we have low Wi-Fi designs. We have high Wi-Fi designs, where we create designs that doesn't have pictures, and designs that have high quality pictures, and also a prototype. And then we have the last phase, which is the testing phase, where we would want feedback from or review from users on how the product is based on what we designed. So now, UI UX designers use a variety of tools throughout the design process. Um, they need for research, they can use Google Forms, Hotjar, Dovetail for user feedback, as I said, when you do the testing phase. And then wireframing and prototyping, you can use Figma, Sketch, Adobe XD, Balsamic, and specifically you can use them for low to high fidelity designs and prototypes, as I've outlined before. UI designs, you can use also Figma, Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, Canva, for detailed visuals and design. And then also we have user testing, Maze, Usability Hub, um, yeah, and user testing for feedback and prototypes. And then we also have collaboration. For collaboration's sake, for teams, we have Miro, Slack, those are and Trello also. Those are the project management tools that we use to collaborate as a team. And we have design handoff. We have Zeppelin, we have Figma. You can use that to give the designs to your developers to start designing. And then we also have accessibility testing, where we can use tools like Stock and Wave. Most of them, they are professional. You need to literally pay for them. And then we have for color and typography, you can use tools like Colors and Google Fonts. For color palettes and font selection, there's like a whole wide range of AI tools that you can use to aid your design. And we also have animation, After Effects. We can use After Effects. We can use Lottie for adding animations to your designs when you create your case study. Okay, cool. Tools for case studies, we have ChatGPT, we have AutoFlow, we have Wireframe, we have AI mockup generator. So the first one, the ChatGPT, we can use it for content generation, persona creation, research, synthesis. Like ChatGPT works like a bomb. I'm sure like most UI UX designers, they use this tool most of the time. And then AutoFlow, it's a plugin in Figma. You can go search it on Figma. You can automatically create user flows for you. It's quite very easy and simple. It's free, by the way. You don't need to pay. And Wireframe, we have a plugin there in Figma. You can use it there. It can assist wireframing and design suggestions. And then lastly, we have mockup generator. It generates mockups quickly from wireframes. So on this one, you can make your designs beautiful by using different kinds of background like mobile fonts, tablet fonts, and laptop fonts to view your product. And then, okay, cool. For AI for writing case studies, content creation, insights from usability testing, and conclusion and takeaways. So basically, for content creation, we use ChatGPT, where you can ask ChatGPT which project can you make. For instance, it can give you lots and lots and lots of ideas that you can use to create a project for your case study. And then we also have insights from usability testing. You understand? So ChatGPT, you can ask ChatGPT to give you a feedback from your research synthesis that you just created. Let's say, for instance, you did user interviews. You can just put the information in ChatGPT, and what it does for you is it just synthesizes the information and it gives you good insights. And then conclusions and takeaways, you can ask ChatGPT to summarize the information for you, and it creates a summary and a good feedback based on the command prompt that you put there. Okay, cool. So the case studies that will help you, it's the e-commerce, the fintech, and mostly in fintech, and also the digital space, speaking the marketing space. Those three categories, you will never go wrong: e-commerce, fintech, and the digital space where marketing happens. You understand? You will never go wrong. So it's case studies that you should target as a UI UX designers, because these kinds of departments or industries, they need UI UX designers. So now, simple guide for using AI in Figma. You can use ChatGPT to create or outline your project, as I said before, and also ChatGPT can help you make user persona. On your targeted audience, you can use AutoFlow to map out user journeys and also create mockups with AI. So now, how do you boost your LinkedIn profile? And before that, I think I should outline this. When using Figma, there's what we call Figma community. I think it's something that we miss out a lot. Like when you need a template for mockups, number one, you can access it to Figma community. You can find everything there. When you need presentation for slides, or when you need some sort of a case study template, you can have it. Like literally, there's tons and tons and numbers of case study templates that you can access. Let me just quickly share my screen. Yeah, let me just quickly share my screen to one of the case studies that I did. And I used one of the templates in Figma community to create it. So basically, I utilized AI, but what I did is I approached real life users to get feedback from them. So please, guys, utilize Figma community. It has a lot of things like utilized. Take your time and then go through Figma community. You will find a lot of things there. It seems to be taking time. But let me just go through the last section here on how to boost your LinkedIn profile. So basically, on how you use your LinkedIn profile, I would recommend what we call the challenge accepted. It's a book by Femi Richards. You can check it, and I will just try to drop a link on my LinkedIn profile. This book will help a lot of UI UX designers to grow their skills, number one, and it will help them to speed up the process of designing, in a sense that they will be able to look at design in a different perspective. And this book has changed my life. It's design process for 365 days, if I'm not mistaken. It's only $15. So if you want it, if you're a UI UX designer, if you are a developer, you can access it too. It's gonna happen in terms of making projects. So this book helped me a lot. I will just try to drop a link um, on my on my LinkedIn, and please go for that book. It will help you. UI UX designers who are just starting in the industry, you can get that book by Femi Richards. So on how I boost my LinkedIn is I start posting these designs each and every day, and I state my reasons behind the design. Like for instance, I worked on recently. I worked on UX Foundry. UX Foundry is a community for UI UX designers where different kinds of designers they come together and they've been mentored and on how they approach projects. So number one, I post each and every day a design and I put content on it and I'm held by AI. Number two, what happens is I engage with developers, I engage with UI UX, I engage with graphic designers there in LinkedIn, because LinkedIn it's gonna help you because I've received a lot of gigs from just doing that, engaging with people, And another thing is what you can do to boost your LinkedIn profile is you can collaborate, as I said initially. Try to approach a UI UX designer and a front end developer, a back end developer. Try to work together through a project, and then you document everything from day one until the last day. So when you do that, you know for sure that you worked on this project because for UI UX designers we have our own way of documenting things, and then for software developers we have our own way of documenting things. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. If you can do cross collaboration, it's gonna help you a lot, guys. I repeat, do cross collaboration. Don't only collaborate with the people who are in the same field as you. And then lastly, for those who don't who want to literally start their career as a UI UX designer, I would recommend Melsoft Academy as it offers an awesome course. Trust me, I'm a student there and I'm learning a lot about UI UX design. So basically, this course is made for beginners, total beginners. You don't need to have a background of coding. You don't need to have a background of design, but you just need to be a fresher. It also offers other courses that I won't go deep on, but what I want to motivate you on is to start immediately. You understand? So I think there will be a link for Melsoft Academy on how you can just check the prospectus and the course that it offers. And I believe you won't regret this, guys. Trust me, you won't regret this. The course is working out, it's doing wonders for me so far. And I've received gigs way before I even started the course. Yes. Okay. So if there's any questions, please, you can just post questions there. I'll just answer them. I hope I was not quick. Any questions? Okay, is there any questions? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for your time. I really appreciate for those who attended the session, and I'm hoping to be hosting another webinar very soon. I will let you know the details. I hope you had taken up a lot in this, and you've learned a lot. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.